How's it going, everybody? Okay, second video. Last time I looked I had 85 views, and wait a minute. The moon and the sun have changed position. Crap, I didn't notice this. My entire layout is different. Remember last time? The sun rose from there, and sun set there, and the moon rose there. Notch, what did you do, you bitch? No! What's with that moon? That's a bit weird. What the fuck? Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, second video. Obviously, I'm just being very random at the moment. Because I can't seem to focus. Okay, focus. So, that's right. The reason I'm making this video is because I like making the first one. It's very therapeutic in a way. And, a few of my friends seem to have enjoyed it. Good laughs. I don't know whether they're laughing at me or with me, but hey, at least they're laughing. So, spread the love. Spread the love. Maybe sometimes a bit too much love. So yes, these are some of the extra stuff that I've built onto my map since last time. To be honest, I haven't actually played that much since last time. Only a little bit, but a week or two after making the first video. You know, I've just kind of gotten to other things, really. Some spirituality journeys, you could say. Some revelations I've had. And that's right, and I had a revelation I wanted to share with you guys. Just to see what you guys think, and it's out there, it really is. I don't know, but I'm sure other people have thought of this. So what's the revelation? Well, the revelation was that what if we're supposed to be still acting like kids? What if we were supposed to be like kids? Now, like, just think about it. Look at the perspective of a child, say like, 10 years old or something like that. Think about their mentality. I mean, not nowadays, because nowadays the kids are so messed up. Even at 10 years, they're just like crack addicts and shit. Not really, but okay, some of them are. I've seen the news. But like, back in the day when you were a kid and you were younger, before you were corrupted by all this bullshit that's been happening lately, past 10 years or so, the amount of propaganda that young kids have been hit with, it's just not freaking funny. Why is the sheep humping the boat? Bad sheep. Bad sheep. Bad sheep. I don't even want to go there. And it's making noise and it's creeping me out. Okay, anyways, so yeah, what if we were supposed to act like kids? Can you remember being a kid? You remember how random you were? I mean, and not just with like words, like, some of us are just random with our words around friends and such. But like with actions, like you would see something that would like amaze you, and you would like run up to it, like instantly check it out, and not only that, but then you'd want to like share it with your mates, and everybody that was around you. You had this passion for life, you were just amazed by everything around you, this whole creation or evolution or whatever the fuck you seem to believe in. I don't care. I mean, just think about when you were a kid. You didn't have a concept of evolution. You didn't have a concept of God, really. You didn't have a concept of any sort of religion or anything like that. You were just a kid. You saw the world and you were amazed by it. You wanted to cherish the whole thing all at once. Like you were sad because you squished a bug, and you would just run around crazy just everywhere because everything was just so amazing and interesting. Like, check out my tree that I've been building. But like, and I don't know how to describe it. It's like I just want to go back there, like growing up. And I think, nothing against parents and things like that. And I think it does. You, we all eventually grow up in a way, but I think we grow up in the fact that we gain knowledge, things that we figured out for ourselves. If you get what I mean, we look at the world around us and we find patterns and things like that make sense to us, and then we share it with friends, and we kind of have this primitive discussion about it, and like you say something to a friend that you just noticed, and I'm talking like we're still kids here, like when 10 and such, and you may be like, oh yeah, I get that, oh yeah, I understand, I had the same thought, and blah blah blah, and then you both click and you understand, yeah, this is the way it is. But like when you grow up, when you start growing up, people seem to instantly start telling you what to think and what to believe, and you, like, read this book, this is what, is the truth, and or go into this church and this is what the truth is, or go and blow yourself up because that's the truth and that's what you should be doing. And it seems like all these older people are constantly telling us what to do, and we're constantly sitting around going, I don't want to do that. What's wrong with you? I know you're older, and I've got this whole mentality, and it's been drilled into me that I'm supposed to be respectful of elders and such, but and usually you are, when you think about it, you are respectful to elders that are respectful to you, if you understand what I mean. But when you have elders that like just try to boss you around, get you to do things that you either disagree with, or you're totally against, or like if you experience something different, like, and somebody tells you, oh, go blow these people up because that's your religion, and this 10-year-old kid, he's probably been playing with his other kids, and he's realized in his head, it's like, no, I like people, I don't want to kill people, what's going on here, I don't want to do this isn't right. And a 10-year-old would do that, and like it's some serious brainwashing to get a little kid to blow himself up for like a cause like religion. And yet grown men, under the guise of, well, I'm just grown up and more sophisticated so I can understand better than you. Really? Well, where did you get your understanding from? Somebody else told you. Who told you? Somebody who you assumed was an authority. But when you're kids, you don't. Your only authority for what is true and what is knowledge comes from nature, comes from your surroundings, comes from your own observations, your own understanding of the world, not everybody else's understanding. I mean, you've tried to figure things out for yourself, and you had these moments where you'd understand things, you would click and put things together. And it's like, it seems as older and older you get, people tell you more and more. And so you get into this mentality of, okay, well, it seems that these people keep telling me these things, and, they seem to sort of work out and such. A lot of it I still don't get, and I think differently, but okay, I'll go with it. Okay, so the next logical step would be to then ask them questions about things that I don't know about and I haven't been able to figure out yet. And so you ask him, it's like, oh, why is the sky blue, and why is this, and why is that? They'll give you all these explanations, and you think that they know what they're talking about, but have you ever stopped to think that maybe they have no clue of what they're talking about? They're just kind of lost, and they have their way of looking at it, and to them it seems real, and it seems more sophisticated, it seems smarter to look at it that way. But, like, think about it. Is it really? Look at us where it's gotten us. I mean, look at where it's gotten the world. I mean, every single religious nut, every single, freaking, what's the word for 'em? Um, oh, mind blank. Mind blank, my blank goes mind, my mind goes blank. That's right, this was a little submarine I was building. It's not finished yet. Might finish later. You go down there and push me in. I'm filling it in from inside out. Like little dockings. What was I going on about? I know it was something profound, but at least it was profound to me. At least it was something that made me think. I haven't actually had thoughts like that for a long time. You know, when you just sit and you think about something yourself and you try to find the answer yourself. It's just, and when you do, or you come up with a theory of how something might work and something might be, you seem a lot more satisfied. I mean, I've gotten into this whole trap of, oh, if I have a question, I'll just Google it. Or if I have a question, I'll just go and pick up a book. Or if I have a question, and I'll do this. But like, I've never tried, we've forgotten just to trust ourselves, trust our instinct. And I'm not saying that, books are bad or science is bad or, certain aspects of religions are bad, and not everything's like that. There are, good bits to everything. But like, what if the human race would just go back to try to figure things out in a more natural way, something that's more in balance with nature and the universe and such? I mean, we seem to keep just throwing the earth out of balance with all our bullshit, with our strip mining and our cultivation of just precious minerals that we think are precious, and the only reason they're precious is because we say so they're precious. I mean, again, think about it. A 10-year-old, you give him a diamond, he's going to be like, ooh, pretty, and then he's going to throw it away. He doesn't think it's anything special. He thinks it's just as special as everything else on this planet. It's like everything is special, everything is awesome, everything has a purpose and a meaning. It's like, and as a child, you just know that. You don't question it. You don't know why, or you don't know who, or you don't know what, or you don't even seem to think of those questions. It's only when we get older we seem to think of these questions. And my kind of question would be, is that beneficial? Do we sometimes start looking at things in a completely twisted manner and justify it as, oh, well, I'm just grown up now, so that's the way I think? But like, what if you're grown up and your thinking is wrong? I mean, that is I mean, I've seen some interesting arguments that little kids have had with grown-ups, and it really is just amazing. Like, no matter what answer you give them, they'll have some sort of reply that to you seems like it makes absolutely no sense. But that's because you're looking at it from your perspective. I'm grown up now, so I understand things better. These little kids don't understand anything. But when you're a little kid, you know that you do understand everything. I don't, I can't explain it. I can't articulate it in words. I mean, language. I mean, I know two languages, and language. Even knowing two languages, I can't seem to be able to find the words for certain thoughts and ideas and possibilities that exist, that just occur to me. Like, and like, you become afraid sometimes to share them with people, because you're like, man, nah, that's just so far out there. That's something like a 10-year-old would think, or you feel like you feel like you're gonna be stupid, asking people about this. But like, what if we just asked those sort of questions, but seriously answered them in an intelligent way? Grow up with the same sort of mentality and questionability and awe and just vigor for life that we have as kids, but have knowledge at the same time and build upon that knowledge as we grow. Like, I don't know. I don't know if people would understand this. I mean, it makes perfect sense in my head. I mean, the things that I remember doing as a child and such. I mean, as a kid, if you go up to a cactus, I remember my dad telling me this story. He had me on his arms and as a little boy, and we went past a cactus plant that mom had in the house, and I touched the cactus plant and it hurt me. So I had a bit of a cry and everything. Dad's like, he told me that, you know, that's a cactus, and you know it has these little pricks, and they prick you. So and it hurts. But like, think about it. He was the one who told you that that's a bad thing. Now, what if that's not exactly the truth? What if pain isn't a bad thing? It's just another experience, another emotion, another feeling. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just the perspective that you're looking at. So obviously it's bad to hurt yourself, but at the same time, I learned the lesson of not to touch that in that way myself. But I didn't instantly think that it was a bad thing. I just went, okay, you know, ow, that hurts. I'm not gonna want to touch that plant in that way again. But I had no animosity or any sort of ill feeling towards the plant or anything like that because it did that bad thing to me. Like, if you, do you get my like angle, that like I'm looking at the angle of the kid and that sort of mentality? And what if we had that sort of mentality as humans? Like, somebody, like take a breakup for instance. Somebody breaks up with you, and so instead of, you know, then building up all these emotions, bad emotions towards this person, and just completely ruining your life and or their life, like with people who get um, seek revenge, or I mean, you hardly ever see a person just go, okay, well, it didn't work out, you know, sorry. I mean, you know, I loved you, or you know, I really liked you, and this and that. Um, okay, we'll just go our separate ways, and that's it. We'll just continue with life. But like, we've been conditioned to think that, you know, breakups are like this bad thing, but like they're not. Like, because you're conditioned to think that crying is a bad thing, because you're conditioned to think that having such deep emotions and deep feelings towards people is a bad thing. So when you have those, when you break up, you instantly associate those feelings and the breakup as a bad thing. But what if it's not? What if it's just an experience that we're supposed to learn from? We take that in, we go, okay, well, what is it that I did wrong during that whole relationship? And what is it that I didn't like about, you know, the other person, and why I stayed with them for so long, or why I put up with what their bullshit for so long? It's like, why am I driven to continue accepting the bad things about other people? Why can't I just learn and then continue? It's like, and then next time you see that type of person that, you know, does exactly the same type of thing, you just say, oh no, you know, I've been there. I've dated that type of person. That's not gonna be where I go. I'm gonna explore other possibilities. But it seems that a lot of people seem to just be dating the same type of people over and over and over and over again, and they don't learn their lesson, because it seems that they're constantly trying to look outside of themselves to understand why, rather than, you know, look inside of themselves to understand why. Sorry, my house is making noises, so I'm kind of just distracted. Stupid house. And my microphone's all messed up. Okay. But like, yeah, I don't know if you guys like understand that. I don't know. I know a mate or two of mine that I have that probably would understand, and I'm pretty sure that most stoners would probably understand that, because like, I know from my experience, when I get weed in my system and THC and cannabinoids and all that, and the blissful feelings that you get, and you just feel like, I seriously, I just feel like a kid again, and it just feels natural, it feels right. It's like, oh man, what am I doing, stressing and worrying and running around freaking trying to pay bills, and man, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, I can understand that we can't go back to just, the carefree world of just being a kid running amok. We obviously have to grow up, that's fine, but is the way that we have grown up and the way society has grown up, is that necessarily a correct way or a correct path that we have taken? I mean, I actually look at some of the younger generations now, and when I was, say, 5 years younger, the younger generation just went stupid, and I noticed just complete stupidity and just complete, it was recklessness, but it was unstructured recklessness in a way, and so it seemed, but see, I think that was just another evolution of a certain thought process. And I look at some of the younger generation nowadays, especially some of the younger people that I know, they're still responsible, but they still act like kids. Like, you have 19 and 20-year-olds still acting like kids with a carefree attitude and things like that, but they just have that, not sophistication, but that responsibility. They still have the responsibility that towards life and towards everything else. It seems like the past 20, 30 years there's been this whole attack, you could say, on like the psyche of, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. Like, it's almost as the generations, the younger generations that are coming out now, they've realized all the bullshit that's been set up against them, but they understand naturally that they need to be responsible. And it seems like they've just gone into a more natural equilibrium with the earth. But obviously there are extremes on each side as well. Like you have the people who just sit on their computers and play games all day, and a lot of the younger generation does that as well. And they get sucked into these paradigms. And when you think about it, a lot of these paradigms are created by companies, like the gaming companies, the fashion companies, all these other companies. So not only are they restructuring the different social cliques, you could say, within certain group types and archetypes, but like they manipulate it to the point of completely sucking all of humanity down the drain. I mean, I can't explain it in any other way. They think that, they're just making money and profiting, and, the younger generation is just getting dumber and dumber, but maybe they're not realizing that, hey, it's you guys that are doing this, Either you know it or you don't know it, but hey, look at what the fuck you're doing. Chill out. Just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. But I like it. I mean, not the situation. I just like the whole sitting around and playing, running around mad. Check out my sword. I like the sword. And yeah, it's nice. It's nice just to have a chat. Like I said, I don't, or yeah, okay, let's not go into that. But yeah, um, um, I don't know who, if anybody does watch this, seriously, put your post down on what do you think. Do you think it's a valid point or a valid view, a valid idea to think that perhaps we've just grown up. How should I put the question? Do you think we should just go back to being curious and awful, not awful, just in awe of life and creation and, or, I use the word creation just for life, but, some people don't like the word creation. They're like, no, it's evolution. It's like, no, it's this. No, it's God. No, it's like, whatever the fuck. Have you ever considered the idea that all your ideas are the same? You're just labeling them differently? I mean, one person explains something in one way, another person explains something in another way, and technically you're both explaining the exact same thing. You're just explaining it in different ways. And there's nothing wrong with that, but understand that you don't have to fight about it. You can just say, hey, that's an interesting way of going about life and doing things. Good stuff. I'd like to see you progress. As long as you're not killing people and freaking taking advantage of them to develop that process that you're going through, those ideas that you have, then I'm all for it. I mean, if you want to advance technology to the point where we have plenty of food and shelters and warmth and everything for all the people in the world, and that's what you want to do, and you like doing that, and you don't want to do it for profit or, you know, rape and pillage the entire world, all for it. That's your thing. If you want to, walk around and not believe in God and you just want to, you know, study the earth and the rocks and such, and that's what you're interested in, then hey, go for it. I mean, but don't like impose your views on somebody else. If somebody else is interested, they'll go to you. They'll ask you. If somebody's not interested, or they're walking on a different path, they're trying to experience this world in a completely different way to you, then you have no right to say, hey, no, you're wrong because, I've got a PhD and I'm this and that, or I'm some bishop high up in freaking this and that, and you have to listen to me because I've spent 20 years in this Vatican and I know what I'm talking about. It's like, no, that's just your perspective. That's your life. That's the way you've gone and done things. It doesn't mean that that's the way I have to go and do things. It's not the way doesn't mean that that's the way I have to think. It doesn't mean that that's how I have to do things. Don't criticize me. Don't judge me. Don't make fun of me. Don't label me as stupid or ignorant or whatnot just because you don't understand why it is that I'm looking at the world the way I want to look at it. Everybody is entitled to look at the world the way that they want to. As long as they're intrinsically not doing things that we all disagree against. And I think everybody that has any sort of consciousness or any sort of empathy or moral standards knows that no matter who you are, killing is bad. No matter who you are, torturing and child molesting and doing terrible things to animals and killing the rainforest and doing things that are unnatural. We have this instinct. We instantly know when things are bad. It's just we've conditioned ourselves through the media around us and our surroundings and the people around us to accept these things. We shouldn't be accepting these things. I mean, none of it is acceptable in any way. I mean, to what point can we take this? I mean, it's going to destroy everything. And when I say it's going to destroy everything, I mean we are going to destroy everything, because it is we. I mean, we're one huge entity. We're the Earth. We're one huge symbiotic organism called the Earth. That's part of a bigger organism called the galaxy and our solar system. And there's all these different organisms and different relationships that all these things have together. And all of them know intrinsically that they have to act in a certain way and behave in a certain way and do things in a certain way to stay in balance with everything around themselves. But we can't seem to find that balance. We can't seem to find that ability to just be in harmony and balance with everything around us. It seems as if it was the universe who's just evolved into the stage where it's evolved a consciousness, and now it's trying to experience itself through a consciousness. It seems that it ran into a flaw, or it's ran into a a glitch, you could say, a glitch in the matrix. It's a glitch. It didn't program the ability to be able to be in balance with everything. It didn't program us into, or maybe that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're trying to figure out. Maybe it's not a mistake or a glitch or anything like that. Maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. We're trying to figure out what it is to be conscious, what it is to be alive, what it is to have all these feelings and emotions that arise within us. We seem to constantly be externalizing it all, thinking that, I have this sort of emotion and I feel this way, or blah blah blah, or well, that's God making me feel, or God gave me these feelings and I have to feel like that because God knows that that's wrong and that's why I feel these things. But no, what if that's just your natural mind evolving, our consciousness, your consciousness evolving to understand that, these things are actually wrong, that entity over there is like me. It has life, it has purpose, it has meaning, it's on the same type of journey that I'm on. And why would I want to interrupt its journey when I wouldn't want anybody to interrupt my journey? I mean, I just want to do what I do, what I enjoy, what I have fun with, what I just want to be. I just want to exist. And yet it seems like everything is nowadays, at least, against us being able to evolve these ideas, evolve these types of consciousnesses. That's not even a word, but wow, I'm actually very serious this episode, aren't I? Hasn't been very adult only. It's been very philosophical and very, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Um, intense. Let's say that. It's been intense. Um, but yeah, guys, girls, people who watch this, mates who watch this, um, think, and then reply, like post a message or something, what you think. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome? Like seriously, just ask yourself, wouldn't it be awesome to just go back to being a kid, but still knowing everything that you know now, as in, knowledge-wise, but not the hatred. We go back to being kids, but without the hatred for, but obviously when we go back to being kids, we have no hatred, because kids don't have hatred towards other kids. They instantly forgive. They instantly, you know, they don't hold grudges. They don't do that sort of things. Those things they learn from us, because we seem to have grown up the wrong way, and then we sort of imposed all our bullshit onto our kids, and instead of just allowing them to teach us. And I mean, I think that's what kids are constantly doing to adults. Like, the kids are constantly going, hey, look at this, it's awesome, I can see the universe in this thing, it's freaking awesome. And you're like, no, it's just a rock, kid, okay, it's just a rock, put it down, you hurt yourself. I mean, why the fuck? I mean, yeah, we care about them and we want to, we don't want our kids to hurt themselves, but then we gotta remember what it was to be like a kid, to understand their perspective. We have forgotten a lot. We learned a lot as a kid, and then we've just forgotten it. At some stage, it's been this, our childhood's been beaten out of us. It's been taken away from us, and you can no longer be like just kids having fun. just appreciating and loving everything. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. As always, have fun, okay? Take it easy. Chill out. If you can help it, don't do anything right now. Just sit back, stare at the ceiling, just kind of appreciate everything that's around you. If somebody's screaming at you, just look at them and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm sorry. It's all good. Okay? I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's all good. You know, just chill out. Take a breath. Just fucking chill the fuck out. and trust me, I'm not stoned right now. I mean, I've had these thoughts when I was stoned and such, and I've appreciated. I think that's what a lot of people do. They get stoned, they kind of have this flicker of remembrance, and then they go, no, that's right, I'm all grown up now. I can't think like that anymore. Oh, no, those are stupid thoughts, because, you know, I'm growing up now, I've got responsibilities, I've got this and that. It's like, well, yeah, but who told you to go and get those responsibilities? Did you ever as a little kid go, yeah, I want to be stuck up and obnoxious and tell people what to do and boss them around? Yeah, because that's what we thought as kids. That's what we wanted to do. But yet that's exactly what we are doing. We're constantly telling other people what to do rather than telling ourselves what to do. I'm going to start telling myself what to do more and more. I'm just going to start doing what I want more and more. And to be honest, what I want to be doing more and more is improving the world. Helping the people around me. I see somebody that's, you know, doing something and they need some help or something. I want to run up and help them. Why? Because I'm there and I can. What's stopping me? You know, am I supposed to be shamed into helping somebody? Is that shameful? Is me helping somebody? Like, am I supposed to be ashamed for, you know, giving somebody that doesn't have a home $5 on the street? Am I supposed to look around me and go, ooh, I wonder what everybody's thinking? You know, was that the right thing to do? Well, I don't know if that was socially acceptable. Just fucking do what you think is right. As a kid, that's exactly what you did. You always just did whatever you thought was right. And a lot of the time, it was. You trusted yourself to know that that was the right thing to do. I don't know. Maybe that's just my childhood. Maybe my childhood was really, I don't know, either really blessed or really screwed up, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's... See, we would never make ourselves think like this. The way we are thinking. It's something else. Something else is making us think this way. Thinking that, you know, we have to act a certain way. We have to behave a certain way to be grown up. That's... I mean... Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of just rambling now, and actually tired of running around. Kind of burn myself out sometimes thinking too much. Here I am saying everybody chill out, and I'm the one who's stressing over thoughts that I've got in my mind. Take a page out of your own book there. Yeah. So yeah. Again, thanks for listening, guys. It's been good. It's been good. Catches.